District, yes. Oh, thank you very much. Means being recorded. Welcome. So first of all, it's welcome to all parents, district guests, group scout leader. Oh, I've written group scout leader Lynn Jack. I don't know why I've written that there. So welcome to everybody. Okay. Next thing is the minutes. Are we all going to agree to the minutes of the 2019 AGM? And did we actually get it? Yeah, we did. Good. Everyone get a copy? Because I'm not sure if we all did. Yeah, okay. So that's that done.
On the website, if not.
Okay. And did you all read my chair report? Because it went up, didn't it? It was on the website. Do you want me to read it out? No. Sorry, you're muted, Sarah. You have to unmute.
Oh, brilliant.
Mike, can I suggest you summarise it just briefly?
My summary was everyone's wonderful, you're all wonderful, you all are, basically. That was it. How's that sound?
Fine, I'll accept that.
It's a very short report. It was only 2 paragraphs. It's on there if you want to read it. It's on the site. Okay. We've already done through the first 3 points of our AGM. So the next one is Lynn's report, I think. Unless we do that after appointment of chairman. Do you want me to do you want to appoint your chairman?
You're the chairman, so you decide.
Sorry?
You're the chairman, so you decide.
Well, okay, I should have done ready the chairman before. So I can't obviously be involved in chairman, so I have to go out of the meeting unless and someone else has to take over as chair. So I think that's the secretary, isn't it? Takes over as chair, is it? Is that right?
Would you like me to just make a suggestion? Mike, are you willing to continue to be our chairperson?
Only if you force me to. If you really want me to, I can.
Does anybody object if I propose Mike to continue as chairperson? And would somebody else second my proposal?
You don't have to second it. You just appoint me. I don't get elected.
I will appoint you. Well, since you've not said that you're going to resign, I'm going to appoint you. Now you can be the chairperson for the rest of the meeting.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lynn's report. Lynn's report. Thank you.
Okay. So Lynn's report. So unfortunately, half of our year, or more than half of the year or more that's gone since the last AGM, has been occupied by the unfortunate arising of COVID-19, which has prevented a large amount of the scouting that we've been doing. But we have been able to get back to some face-to-face scouting in the last couple of months. I want to thank all of the leaders of all of the sections for putting together quite a significant bunch of work around keeping young people safe, so that we have been able to be, I understand, the first group in the district for having all sections back to face-to-face scouting. So take that as a huge compliment. We are continuing to provide scouting to young people aged 5.5 through 14.5 within our 5 sections, our 2 beaver colonies, 2 cub packs and a scout troop. And I want to thank, as I mentioned, all the leaders, and I particularly want to welcome some new leaders. We have Gary and Lil Alsop, Rachel Waghorn, who's just turned 18 and is following the Waghorn family tradition, and Michael Wise and Jamie Fox. And also Karen. I'm sorry, I don't know Karen's second name, and I apologise, I didn't actually mention her in the written report, but I do also welcome Karen to join us. We've lost a couple of leaders in Ben and Sylvia, but we are a very strong team, and as I mentioned, we're going forward, looking forward to hopefully getting more face-to-face scouting in the coming year than we've been able to achieve this year. I want to recognise the hard work of all the leaders in managing some remote scouting activities during the course of our lockdown, because I think everybody's taken a different approach to that, but I think you've done fantastically well. I also want to thank everybody from the committee who's put their time and effort into keeping us keeping our heads above water. Because we're lucky enough to own the Scout Hut, we have been fortunate to receive some grant funding from Eastleigh Borough Council, which has kept us afloat financially during the time that we've been locked down. But unfortunately, we are still going to have to put our subs up by a significant amount of about £1 per month per child because of a significant increase in the costing of running the Scout Association, which is our parent organisation, and the amount of money that they will be asking from us. So I don't think that now is necessarily the right moment to ask for that, but at some point, Mr. Chairman, we do need to discuss the fact that we will be needing to raise our subs in the coming year. As always, it's a pleasure and privilege to work with the young people of Bishopstoke, so I want to thank all the leaders, all the committee and all the parents for your support, and hope that I can count on it in the coming year. Thank you very much.
Okay, so normally I've got on the agenda,
Increase in
but
the money that
I'm just thinking. Did you hear me? Okay, I think something went wrong with my sound for a minute. Would it be a good idea to change the agenda slightly and ask the other leaders, if any other leaders would like to talk about what they've been doing and their feelings about it? Reports from them. Anyone like to do that?
I want to take our reports online or somewhere in for the parents to review.
Reports are online on the AGM page, so they are available there for parents to download and view at their leisure.
Okay, so
Right,
we're all happy with that.
enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to add.
Okay, well, if we're all happy with that, we carry on with a brief financial report from our wonderful treasurer, who's had to, let me just say, she has had to do a hell of a job in very difficult circumstances. And I think that we all know how much we appreciate what you've been doing. I think you are just amazing. So thank you very much.
Okay. I have put the Treasurer's report online. It was a very basic outline of what's gone in and out over the previous financial year, so March 2019 to April 2019 to March 2020. It was quite difficult to compile because obviously Sophie didn't step down till June, and then I didn't start getting the finances over to me till around about September time last year, when she started giving me stuff, and the last stuff arrived yesterday. As a rough, these are kind of very quickly worked out, so like on what I can actually see very easily. The monies in for the last financial year were 17,897, and monies out was a little bit more than that. It was 19,603. That was partly due to a massive census bill compared to the year before. I think it was about £1,300 more than the year before. So it was over £5,500 going out for just census, and then that's likely to increase again this year, as Lynn discussed. Insurance didn't go up that much, however, it is likely to go up a bit more this year as we've increased what stock we have in the Scout Hut, and with obviously doing the inventory. We've had in 575 from Scout shop assistants from the previous financial year. We've also had, I think it's 375 since then as well. Just general maintenance has cost us £4,000 odd in things like cleaning, etc. Events, that is literally anything we've been doing activities wise and camps wise. There's been a lot more gone out than come in, partly because obviously we paid out deposits, etc. For camps that didn't eventually happen, as well as part of group camp, the main bill going out during that financial year, compared to obviously a lot of the monies came in before that. Badges, we spent £1,008. 600 of that was on echo beavers. Planning ahead, and they're not unfortunately being able to do it, but they've got their years planned. We got £827 worth of gift aid in, and we spent 950. So we spent our gift aid for this year, plus a little bit more on getting these lovely altar fires made that we can take on camp with us and cook over and use at Scout Hut as well. And hall hire costs have been hall hire coming in has been £2,049.79. Thank you to Christy for managing that. She does a grand job. And hopefully once this is over, we can start getting some hall hires back in and start making some funds off of that. Gift aid, it'd be great if we could push some more gift aid, because looking at the figures, that was only about 60% of our actual registered members claiming gift aid back. Also, easy fundraising, we only got £17 from that, so maybe kind of pushing that, although I know the schools and that push that. So try and get some more fundraising in this year to help push that building fund. The savings account for the building fund, the last known figures that I have from a statement were £19,935.27. There'd been £66.23 of interest, so I'd imagine it's a similar amount been added since then, because the next statement should have been due out in July, which I haven't had. I'm assuming that's lurking somewhere in Sophie's pile still. But I will try and find that out. So I'd imagine it's around, we've just possibly crossed over the £20,000 towards obviously getting a new building on that. And that is about it. It's very rough.
Okay, thanks for that. Obviously, we're going to have a lot less money coming in this year because of, I mean, we haven't been able to rent out the hall. We're not going to get back, not going to get any money from any of the activities, etc. Thanks a lot for that. I just noticed that when I put in election of officers, volunteers for posts on the agenda, I didn't amend it from last year. Where it says treasurer, it says vacant. So my huge apologies. If
I am a bit vacant.
If you could change that, please.
I did amend it on the agenda online.
Thank you. I very much appreciate that. That was particularly stupid of me. Okay, so we're okay. And as you say, Lynn, we did get someone very clever got us a lot of money from Eastleigh Borough Council. So thanks for that. That was brilliant. That was a nice surprise, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly bailed us out really, because without having the income from renting out the hall hire, that's tided us over the earlier lockdown.
Yeah, and we lost the money. We won't be getting any money from Scout Hut, the Scout shop, which isn't a lot, but it all helps. We won't be getting that either. I don't think we're going to be opening up the Scout shop until, I would have thought, March at the earliest, to be honest, the way things are going.
Actually, no, that's not correct. It is actually open.
It is.
Oh, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I thought we'd had to close it again because of new restrictions. But no, you're right, Lynn. Sorry.
Sarah has the full update.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet this year so far. So obviously Julie has been not leaving me alone, been nice to me. Okay, so we come to the election of officers. So are we, that everyone who is an officer happy to remain so? Anyone else wants to be an officer? No? Okay, so should we just take it as read that they've been elected? Everyone happy with that? Okay. Executive committee officers, again, same thing again. Everyone happy? They're the same. It's just legal, by the way. Lynn. Do I need to ask for a proposer and a seconder? I think so. Right. So, Sarah, would you like to second me on the re-electing both the current treasurer and secretary? Do you want to? Sorry, I can't hear you. You're muted.
And she can't do it herself. She can't nominate herself.
Oh, of course you can't. Yes, but you.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
So who? Lynn.
I'll second Sarah.
Okay, I'll propose Sarah, and I'll propose Claire. Lynn, second Claire.
Claire as well.
Right. Okay. Excellent. I'm sorry. Oh, we can't. You don't. You're not. You're muted. Unmute.
And get out of it
Sarah.
rapidly.
Can't you unmute? Sarah can't unmute. Can you write it on a piece of paper?
Evening, Neil.
Can you unmute her?
Mugger.
Right, I'll tell you now. Right, hold on, because I'm trying to make notes of everything, and there's times when it's going quite quickly, and I can't say anything to ask you to repeat. Right, okay, so Lynn proposed me, and then did you second Mike?
That's fine.
And then the treasurer, who did what then?
I proposed and Lynn seconded.
Right, okay.
And the whole executive committee, would you like to propose that, Sarah?
Yeah, okay.
And who would like, someone else second it, go on. Stuart.
Who's that?
Okay.
Can I just go back? Sorry, Claire.
Yes. Oh, yes, Sarah.
Just when I was trying to write down what Claire was saying for the financial report.
Well, it is
I've got
on
a bit of
the
a gap.
It is on the website.
I know, but I'm just trying to make notes of what Claire actually said, though, because she was just summarising, weren't you?
Yeah.
Just in case, because
Yeah,
I've got
I'm
here
gonna
from
make it
when you
along.
said about the badges. Do you remember what
Yeah.
you said? Did you have it step by step?
It was £1,008 that we'd spent.
Yeah.
600 of that odd was on Echo Beavers, who were being very organised and forward planning, and then we locked down.
Okay.
So,
And then what was after that? Before you said about the hall hire?
oh,
You remember? I've got a pound sign with an H, if that helps. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, right.
no.
No, okay, that's fine then, because I've gone from badges to then hall hire.
Something pounds.
Sorry?
Hall
Gift aid
hire,
was
I think, was
£827.17 this year.
That's what it is then. £827 and
17p.
17p is hall hire.
No, gift aid. 2,049.79 was hall hire.
Right. What was that? 827, sorry?
Gift aid.
Ah, right, okay. That's what I missed. Right, lovely. Thank you.
No worries.
Does anybody else want to speak but can't? It looks like Matthew's trying to speak. He's got his hand up. Well, there's a big hand on there. I can see it. Okay. Someone's put the icon of a hand up on your screen. Very lovely hand. It's all white. No? Okay. Right. So can we now, Sarah, do you think we have legally elected the officers?
Yes.
Okay. I left update on new building on there just in case there was an update, but there isn't. Is there an update on the new building?
Hang on, Stuart.
Yes.
Summarise what's been happening with the new building.
We needed to locate the deeds to the property before we could go in any direction. I'm not quite sure where they turned up from, but now Gillian has them in her possession.
Yeah.
And of course, the moment we got that and we could do something, we went into lockdown, and that's sort of basically where we've ended up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think that's curtailed everything this year.
Yeah.
But
I
we
agree.
can now proceed. Now we have the deed.
Okay. So, well, as you say, with lockdown, it's probably something that will still be delayed, I imagine. I don't suppose we'll be able to do much now till next year, will we, really, on that?
I wouldn't think the council will want to do particularly much. They seem to be working from home and minimalising everything, unless we could submit something absolute rock solid, which we don't know where we can go at this point. We need to consult people, and they don't want to come and visit us. So
I think realistically, we're staying where we are until springtime, because you know, the chances are that at some point, not in the far too distant future, we're probably going to have to stop face-to-face scouting again, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So Mike's just raised his eyebrows, thinking that maybe not, and I'm hoping not, but
no, I think you're right.
Definitely not guaranteeing it.
I think you're right, Lynn. Actually, I think we'll be locked down in the next 2 or 3 weeks completely again. I think we'll be back into lockdown soon, because although we're way below the norm,
and hopefully it will settle down, but it's still going up really fast in Eastleigh.
Sorry, Lynn, you broke up.
I think it doubled last week.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm being pessimistic. I said I think coronavirus figures in Eastleigh doubled last week.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think we will see it us locked
anyway,
down.
That's for another moment.
Okay. Well, that is basically down to any other business now.
Do we need to say something about anything further about subs?
Well, I think we accept that we have to put them up, but isn't that for another meeting?
I think that I usually mention, at least at the AGM, the proposal to increase subs. And we did do the sums, and we worked out that with the increase in capitation that the Scout Association is going to charge for various reasons about training and overheads and insurance and so on, that are required of us legally to carry on, that we would, to cover that, we would need to put it up by £1 per month. It's a round figure, which would then hopefully keep us going so we won't be hopefully looking at any further increases for a couple of years. So I think that that's what we would propose, and I guess that as we're here, I don't know whether we can vote on it or whether we need to take that out.
I mean, it just needs to mention that we haven't actually raised subs for, I wouldn't like to say how many years now, and I think we've only raised it a couple of times in all the time I've been doing scouting. So, you know, on that note, I mean, we haven't really put it up much in, well, 15 years I've been doing it. So yeah, it's
always been our intention to try and we're not here to make a profit. It's always been our intention to provide scouting at a reasonable price, but we do have to cover, you know, the increased requirements that are legally put upon us by insurance companies, and, you know, things like covering COVID safety. We've spent quite a significant amount of money on making sure that the hut is clean, making sure that everybody has PPE in general, and that's not going to go away. That's only going to increase as well. So as much as we would like to do it for free, that's not realistic.
No, I think you're right. I think £1 per month.
And it's not. I should hate that. It's not about. I would just to add, it's not paying our lead. Our leaders do what they do for nothing, but it is about our overheads.
No, I think I mean, my opinion is, and I think most of us would probably agree, that £1 a month increase is entirely reasonable. Does anyone disagree with that?
No, I think that's fair. I think, you know, with everything else going on, like you say, I mean, Evie's, my young eldest has been with us for... Go on, Lynn.
Sorry, I was going to say that if that causes any particular problem for any particular family, we do have a hardship fund, and I would encourage any parents to speak to either their section leader or to myself or to any member of the committee if they feel that they need to have recourse to that fund, and we will treat that in the utmost of confidence.
Do we have
And it's there to be used.
Do we have any criteria for that, or is it kind of assessed? Is it like have we ever used it? I mean, do we get people applying? Or
I don't think we have used it, but I believe that it's published somewhere on the website. I can't put my hand up to that and say for certain, but I know we worked quite hard on it a number of years ago to get the wording right.
Okay,
we did, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think the increase is warranted. I think it hasn't, you know, as a parent, it hasn't gone up the whole time we've been here. You know, Evie's in a 4th or 5th year now, and I think it's fair. You know, compared to a lot of organisations with really good value for money. Really, I mean, I know the last year's been different, but plus, bear in mind, you know, we do sometimes make a bit of profit on things like camps and things, and Christmas events and things, and we can't do any of that. So we've got to keep our head above water, and I think people will understand that. You know, there will always be some resistance, but you know, that's inevitable. But I think most people are pretty sensible. They realise that we do it as a charity and that we just need a little bit more money, and that's fine.
Yeah, well, we're always open to feedback, so that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So I'm not sure if can we vote on that at an AGM, or do we have to do that to a normal exec meeting? I don't know what the rules are on that.
I think it would need to be raised again at the normal exec, but as it is AGM, it's prudent to actually make mention of it now.
Oh yes, I entirely agree. Yeah, but I think we can't actually vote on it now, can we? I don't think. No. Okay, so we'll put that on the agenda for the next exec meeting. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Yes. Hiya, Claire. What would you like? You're muted.
One of the things was parent reps. We did choose another parent rep. Unfortunately, he's not been able to make it to this meeting because obviously Anne's been one of our parent rep for a while, but unfortunately her last one has gone up to Scouts. We did ask if a gentleman called Matt Taylor
stopped the video
would be our parent rep, which he agreed to. So I don't know if that would be admitted or
I need to write this, don't I?
voted.
So I need to write down who all the parent reps are for each group.
We'll go first. I don't think we've got one for Tuesday.
Right.
Wednesday. Sorry, Sarah.
No, because
this
George
is
has
the
gone
problem,
up to Cubs
right?
now, hasn't he? George has gone up to Cubs now, so Simon was your parent rep.
Okay.
So obviously has George gone up to Cubs now?
No, our lot are they're staying to December, so from January we've got 5 children now be looking to be rehomed within our Cubs. So, but I believe Simon wants to stay with us still, but he's also assisting Andrew at times as well. Well, he was pre-COVID. I don't know if he still is now, but so he frits around everywhere where needed.
Yeah, I'm not. I think parents rep normally they have to have a child in the section.
Yeah. Should we say then that we'll send out if we know that where we've got vacancies, that we'll try and contact the parent groups and make a point of we clearly can't actually recruit any parent reps right now because we don't have very many parents on this meeting at the moment, but we could make an agreement that we're going to have a go at really, identifying where the gaps are and
Matt Taylor has
requesting some support.
So you've got Matt.
Yeah, Matt Taylor.
I'm the Scout one still, I assume.
Sarah, mine's Rebecca Flynn's mum, Mary.
Okay.
So she won't be with me much longer, but she is at the moment.
No, just ask what is needed out of them, because if we ask the parents if they wanted to be a representative, they may say, what does it involve? And I really don't know what I could answer to that, because I don't know what we expect of them.
It's putting across the views of any parents in that group. So they're welcome to come and join us at the exec meeting, or to email us any comments that have been said to them via other parents. So they're like the link between the parents of that group and the exec committee.
The voice, basically, isn't it? The voice of parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, Andrew, if you're going to be losing yours, yes, obviously ask for volunteers. I would suggest tapping on the shoulder of maybe Sarah Sansom, Jack's mum.
Yeah, I was thinking of the 4 new ones. One of them would put their hand up.
Sarah's a guider, isn't she? So
yeah. Okay,
thanks. You might get a bit more luck there.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Right.
How long is Mary doing it for, sorry? When's the vacancy?
Well, I think Mary will be, it's up to, I think Rebecca will go at Christmas, I would imagine.
Okay. And then it's vacant.
She's still quite timid, but I'm trying to encourage her to go to Scouts.
How about you, Sarah?
No, we don't have a parent rep at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to make inquiries.
Okay.
Put a job description out and put it on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose they should be given a job description that they say they're going to be a parent volunteer or a parent rep as well. We need some to give them, don't we?
That's exactly what I was muttering here, sort of behind my hand to do it. Perhaps as the committee, we could actually sit down and just put together some sort of a brief job description, which we could then post on the website.
Yeah.
And request.
They need to know their responsibilities, so they don't know what they're taking themselves into.
It's not totally onerous.
They need
well, we hope
training
it's
or
not totally onerous, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, are you there?
It's on mute.
Sorry, everything froze. You all froze. It was very interesting. It's like you're all statues. Sorry. so I missed that last bit. What was it? What?
So we were going to take an action to the committee to write a job description for a parent rep and then post it on the website so that we can encourage some new blood into the committee and to perform those tasks, or that role, I should say.
Sounds like an excellent idea. We don't really, we don't need to vote on that, do we?
No.
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 Sounds like a very good idea. But who's going to write it?
The committee will collaborate on the said.
Okay.
Or yeah.
I thought we could make Anne Wise write
something for the agenda. Yes, probably.
So yeah, I think that's a good idea. Have we got anything else to discuss? Any other business?
Not from me.
Actually, have we set a date for the next executive committee meeting, by the way?
No.
Good point.
I suppose we should. Do you want one? Do we want one before Christmas?
Yeah. Let me get my calendar.
Claire says no, she doesn't want one before Christmas. Are we all set for November the 8th on Sunday?
So
the situation with November the 8th, I presume you're talking about remembrance.
Yes, sorry, yes. My apologies.
Okay, so the situation is as follows. I have contacted the guides, and they have respectfully declined to participate because they don't feel that it's sufficiently COVID friendly for their regulations. I've contacted the 13th, and they would like to join us with Anne and with the Reverend Wise, and I have submitted a second risk assessment, which has come to you, Mike, by email quite recently, and has gone to the first strict.
Have I not looked at it yet?
Well, I only sent it an hour ago, so.
Oh, all right.
The first risk assessment was quite rightly rejected because I overlooked one of the critical requirements, which was about numbers. I think that my current risk assessment does actually meet all the requirements, so I am hoping that Colin will be able to accept it, and we are going to go ahead with the plan to record something on Saturday and live stream it on Sunday.
Okay.
And the 13th are very willing to participate.
Good. That sounds good. Okay. So that's all good then. And does anyone want to be there on the actual 11th itself? We are having a very carefully choreographed laying on wreaths and a short moment.
So what usually happens on the 11th itself is, because it's a weekday, it needs to be somebody who works from home.
Yeah.
And that usually ends up being me.
Yes, it does.
And Julia.
That's quite right.
Who will rock up.
Yeah.
And perform that task, unless there is somebody else who would prefer to take it from me, which I will
Is
be.
there going to be a
I'll go
representative
anyway, so.
on the Sunday though? In the church on the Sunday, a representative from our group.
Well, that's the hope.
Check the
I
church's numbers.
don't know what the plan is for the Sunday. Maybe Anne can tell us.
Well, I believe you've got to book a seat.
I'm not absolutely sure, Lynn. I don't know what the plan is for Sunday, actually, which is very embarrassing.
I'm sorry, I didn't put you on the spot like that. That's not fair.
I could quickly go and ask Richard if you'd like to know. But I guess if you wanted a representative from Scouts then we would need to know to make sure they were booked in, they had a space. They'd be very welcome to, but I'm not quite sure what sort of the act of remembrance is going to look like in church yet. I don't know if Richard's got around to thinking about that yet. Still quite a few days away, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
The other obstacles get over first. But do you want to email him to find out, Lynn, or do you want me to get him to? I'll try and remember to get him to.
If you could let us know, that would be useful, and then we could, because personally I would prefer not to be involved on the Sunday.
Okay.
Lynn, should I forward this on to Richard?
I mean, I'll step aside for another leader.
Lynn, I'll forward on your plan and risk assessment to Richard.
He's seen it, I think he's seen it.
I was hoping I was going to get a response from Colin first. Anne saw the first version.
Right.
And I apologise, I omitted to put Anne into the second version. I was in a rush, I didn't do it properly.
Are you talking about me?
Yes. Because
Okay,
I copied it, the first risk assessment, and you responded. The second one, which is very similar, I haven't forwarded to you. I apologise.
That's okay. I haven't actually read them. I just forwarded them straight on to Richard.
Well, I'll send this one straight on to Richard now.
That's fine. That's fine.
I've got it in my.
Yeah.
I've got it up. I've got it up, so I'll send it now. So, let's see if he shows
Stuart
up.
has a question.
Yes. A question for Anne, if Anne's still there.
I am.
Are you there, Miss Anne? Right. On the actual Sunday of Remembrance, you were asking for a Scout representative. Would Richard like the Scout, Cub and Beaver flags to be put behind the altar as we would normally through the service? We can put them there before the service, remove them after the service, and the flags with the jack can be displayed. Would that be something he would like or not?
I don't know. I will.
At least then we are representing. All right. It just means people will be looking at and they can see our input is visible in front of them.
That would be really nice. I would say that would be a lovely thing to do, actually.
I take you missed that.
Without all the scouts there, so to have that visible sign of a sort of scouting presence would be really nice. So I'll say yes, yes, please.
Just do it.
Awesome.
The worst case
No,
scenario,
we can now blame you.
tell him to do it.
We'll just put them out the door if it's not okay. We'll just hide them.
Exactly.
Is that the end of the actual AGM, Mike?
Well, has anybody else got anything to say? Is it end of any other business? Are we all happy?
Yeah.
Except for the date for the next exec meeting. Do we want to do that? Or do we want to do that another time?
To be honest, we don't normally have one in December, do we?
Okay, well, let's not then.
We normally have our social outing, but obviously we can't have that.
No,
I think we just wait until January.
Wait until January, and then we'll email each other to discuss the time. Claire, you've won.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I declare this meeting closed. By all means,